Okay, welcome back to welcome back to Immersion series. In this episode, I'm going to introduce the dehydrator to expand your variation of the raw food cuisine. Okay, we're going to do the bread and cheese, which could be something that is very hard to, let go. Okay, so we're going to start with the bread. And on the first episode, we made a nut milk. So this is the leftover from the nut milk. We call it almond pulp. So we're going to use the pulp to make the bread. And this is going to be the base. And then I also have the coconut pulp after making the coconut milk. So we're going to mix both of them. But you can use any pulp after you're making the nut milk. Okay, so we're gonna mix the pulp together with we're gonna make a little bit of garlic flavor. Right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're gonna put the garlic, and then we need a little bit of salt for the flavor. So we're going to put salt and garlic, and then we are going to put some olive oil. Again, the oil carries the flavor, and it helps to create the unification of all the flavor. Okay, and then for the binder, we are going to add the ground flaxseed. Okay, flaxseed, when it's ground, inside of the flaxseed, it's got a lot of sliminess. So when you mix with some liquid, it's going to create the stickiness, and that's create the kind of, when you cut the bread, you'll see the, like a starchiness, and then you, with this flaxseed and the psyllium husk that we're going to put, that's both of them create act as a binder, and also it create the stickiness. Okay, so we're gonna put the ground flaxseed and then psyllium husk. You know what the psyllium husk is? Mm-hmm. Psyllium husk is the outside husk of the psyllium seed. That's usually you're gonna drink it when you have a constipation. It bulk up it sucks all the liquid inside of your body, and then you can, go to the bathroom. But for the culinary purpose, we use it as a binder. And then we're going to put some water. When you put the water, all the stickiness of the husk and flaxseed will come out. So you need a certain amount of water. But depend on the nut pulp that you are using. If you squeeze the milk strongly, there is not going to be so much liquid in the pulp. So you need to adjust. You might need to adjust the liquid, which I might have put too much. But let's see. Okay, so I'm going to use that. Right. Would you mind to take this one away? Thank you. So this one you don't really need to use the machines, except for the dehydrator. Okay, and then when it's even, you don't need to knead like you make bread. You just need to put everything together, and then we're just gonna make a bread shape. Thank you. Oh, it's quite big, so I'm gonna do it into half. Okay. And then I'm just gonna make a line so that it looks like bread. It's most often it's all about presentation and how it looks. Like the pasta you had, you ate the sauce with pasta-looking zucchini.
It looks like a bread.
Yeah. Okay, so this one we're gonna put in the dehydrator, and I'm gonna show you what it's like. It's like an oven, but it's not gonna. We're gonna keep the temperature below 48 Celsius, which is 118 Fahrenheit. We usually keep the temperature around 105 Fahrenheit or 41 Celsius. Because we want to preserve all the nutrients and enzyme and life force available for us. We don't want to denature them. And proteins and all the good fatty essential acid, those will be denatured if we cook in high heat. So basically we dehydrate the things, so it takes out all the moisture. It takes to make the bread in the oven, usually it takes 30 minutes, but in raw food, it's gonna take overnight. Okay? And inside of this box, you have this mesh tray and non-stick sheet. Okay? And this is going to be useful when you are making crackers and wraps. When you're making bread, you might don't need it. You can just put it directly, okay? And then we're gonna put it back in the dehydrator. And if you're just making the simple raw food, you don't really need a dehydrator. This is something that you might want to purchase when you start more getting into raw food. But it's great to, create some complicated dishes such as lasagna or wraps. It's useful when you want to warm up the soup, warm up the lasagna, and then when you want to have the dry activated nuts and seeds. You can also dry fresh raisin, tomato, and mushroom, and you can make a sun-dried tomato by yourself. Dry mushroom by yourself. You can try your washing as well, which I sometimes do, especially in this, humidity. Okay, so I'm gonna put the bread in the dehydrator for a couple of hours or for a few hours, just to make it nice and dry outside, and then after a few hours, you're gonna take it out. Let's assume this was already a couple of hours. And then you're gonna take it out. It will become nice and easy to slice. Although you can actually slice it, straight away as well. Just in case you might forget to slice it, which is also fine. It's no problem to put it in the dehydrator for all day. It will be dry outside and it will be still soft inside. But because I'm using the pulp, nuts pulp, it might gonna become a sourdough bread, which is also fine. Okay, so look, it's actually easy to slice.
Like a fresh bread.
I know. Okay, and then I'm gonna, after slicing, I'm gonna dehydrate for a couple of hours or few hours, depend how you like. Could be softer or could be more drier. Whichever you like, it's good. Okay. And we're gonna put back in the dehydrator. And then meanwhile we are gonna make cheese. Okay, so let me put this one away. And so we're gonna make we're gonna ferment the cashew nuts to make cheese. And then cashew nuts has been soaked. I prefer to soak overnight, but it can be around 4 hours, 6 hours. That is fine. As long as it's nice and soft, it's easy to make it a very creamy cheese texture. Okay, so we need a Vitamix, and we're going to put the soaked cashew nuts, and then I need to put some kind of starter, which can be probiotics that you can buy from the healthy food store, or if you have a kefir water that we made from the previous episode, we can just use the kefir water, which actually much more beneficial and it's much more reasonable. Okay, so let's do the kefir water since we have, and then I need a tablespoon. I don't usually measure much things, but then this one I always measure it. It's kind of critical how much water I put. I want to blend as minimum water as possible, and I kind of know for 1.5 cup of cashew, I just need 2 tablespoons of water. If you're not using the kefir water, you can just use water and probiotic capsule. Just 1 capsule will do enough. Okay, so I'm gonna blend. Oh, okay, this is when you need a high power blender. It's gonna take us some time. Okay, thanks. Okay, so then we want to blend as smooth as possible, like silky smooth, which should be okay. And then we're gonna put in the glass jar to ferment. Is it good?
Very delicious. Smooth.
You can do it with macadamia nuts. That also makes it nice and cheesy. Actually, you can make with any nuts and any nuts and seed, but cashew nuts and macadamia makes it more cheesy texture and the flavor. Okay. Okay. And then I'm gonna cover it just like kefir and kombucha, because they are living. They have living bacteria inside, so they need to breathe it themselves. Oops. So I'm gonna cover with towel or any cloth, and then put the rubber band, and then I'm gonna leave it overnight. In this heat, overnight, just 1 night is more than enough. In the cold climate, maybe you might want to do 2 nights is okay, but maybe not more than 48 hours, because other bacteria might gonna thrive on it. Okay, so let's leave it in the shelf, and then this is actually what I fermented overnight. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
Did it also grow?
Yeah, because it creates the air inside, and then it's just pushing the things up. So this is kind of good sign of, it's fermenting. Yeah. So let's have a look. Smells good. I need a spatula. And then, so I just put the probiotic and cashew, right? And then from here, after the fermentation, we are gonna put the flavor. Okay, not before. Cashew is very sticky. Okay, and for the flavor, I just need nutritional yeast and the salt. Salt. I forgot the salt. Maybe around one teaspoon or half teaspoon of salt, and then about 1.5 tablespoon of nutritional yeast. That makes a cheesy flavor. But fermentation process makes it more cheesy, I would say. And that's it. From here, you can put any flavor that you like. Like you can put some sun-dried tomato and olive, chopped sun-dried tomato and olives, garlic, fresh herbs, figs and deals, raisins and walnuts. I like the sweet cheese. In our cafe, we make a blue cheese with fermented noni fruit and spirulina. Okay, do you want to have a taste? Okay. Let me have a taste.
You can feel the smell of the fermented kombucha.
Fermented kombucha?
Wow.
I've never tasted anything like this.
Hmm?
I cannot even describe this. It's pretty special, but like in a delicious way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a fermentation process makes it the flavors become more nice and deep.
Definitely have a taste.
Complicated,
a strong taste
yeah,
to it.
strong, yeah.
And
Strong aftertaste.
yes, very rich taste.
Okay. So from here, so this is a soft cheese, and that's I'm going to show you this time. But just in case if you want to make a hard cheese, I can explain a little bit quickly. Okay. To make the hard cheese, you're gonna put the soft cheese into the oil-coated ring mold. You're gonna put this one inside, and then you're gonna put it in the fridge overnight. And then next day, you can take these things out nicely, softly, and then you're gonna put it back in the fridge. So and then you can continue to keep it in the fridge more than 10 days, and then the whole thing it will become nice and dry. And that's how you're gonna make the hard cheese. You can also turn it over to dry the other side as well. Okay, and this is how I made to make it the hard cheese.
Wow, I like that. Blue cheese.
This is a blue cheese made out of spirulina and then fermented noni. You wanna have a taste? Oh, sorry, where is the knife? Oh, here. Okay. Here you go.
It smells like blue cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't eaten cheese in years, so it's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this got the noni and spirulina, and my favorite flavor combination would be smoked paprika, smoked salt, some fresh herbs, and figs, those things. You just mix it, and then you can eat it as a fresh cheese as well, or you can make it harder if you have a patience.
It's incredible
Usually,
how similar.
I can't wait for 10 days. Okay, so yeah, it's amazing how similar
How
to
similar, yeah.
blue cheese.
It will be with
Oh.
the eyes closed.
Okay. So let's have a look of the bread that we had been dehydrating, which actually had been dehydrated for a couple of hours. Okay, so this is not the one that we dehydrated. But now it's kind of nice and dry outside, but it's actually, when you cut, you see like
Wow.
sticky,
Wow.
Bread.
breadiness,
Wow.
if you can see.
It's amazing.
Okay, and then we can play with bread and cheese to plate. Okay, let me put these things away. So I'm thinking so bread and cheese is a little bit more complicated than compared to the one that we have been doing, but it's fun, it's fun to have those substantial food that we usually crave for, that we call it comfort food, which I'm going to explain more about it in another next episode. Okay, so I think we can put some, can you put this one away? We can put some fruits and cheese. It's a good combination for the taste. Maybe not a great combination for the digestion, but let's prioritize the flavor for today, because we are making the gourmet food today. Okay. So we have some mango to put on top. And then I think we can have sun-dried tomato and olive, which always good, those combinations. Something like that. And we can put some decoration on this, and then put some flowers on this, and then we can put some black pepper or pink pepper, actually. Pretty. Oh. You can't really see.
I love these flowers. Are they edible?
Yeah, it's a blue pea flower. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so this is bread and cheese. Ta-da.
Looks
And
amazing.
do you want to taste?
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
please.
Please. Yeah, it's
try
very
with the
pretty.
Mango.
Mm-hmm.
This is beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a good combination with
It tastes
Yeah.
like bread.
incredible.
Like
fruits and
I
cheese.
grew up eating so much bread, and it's
tastes like
Yeah,
bread.
yeah, you would definitely fool me. I would think I'm eating a bread.
Mm.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching us, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Mm.